Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode
Hello.
2 of Tomorrow is Dead, season 2. Um, because this is a pre-recorded stream, I can't really give you announcements because I don't actually know what's going on right now. This is me
Obvious.
in the past. I don't know what's happening in the current timeline. So suffice it to say, I think an evergreen thing that I can say is if you want to know what's going on with Rule of Lore, check out our Discord, because that's where you're going to find the answers to those questions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, hold on, I just realized I forgot to put these on. I knew something was different. I forgot to put these on. My blue light filter glasses, baby. That helps so
Hey.
much. Okay, anyway,
But
I
alter
knew something
ego.
was different. Alright, so, when we're just gonna jump right into it. There's no real announcements right now, so we're just gonna when we left off, it was 3 years after the events of season 1 of Tomorrow is Dead. Our survivors here had established themselves for themselves a haven in a university, in a stadium of a university that they had fortified and built up their own sort of community, which Maisel had been a sort of leader of. Unfortunately, as with all things in the apocalypse, that came to a swift and violent end as one evening on watch, Gabby discovered that there were dead within the walls of the university haven. And a quick evacuation had to take place, during which Maisel made the call that those who were still trapped inside had to be left in order to ensure the safety of those who had made it out, causing tension between Gabby and kind of everybody, actually, but Gabby and Maisel in particular. After returning from sort of a scouting expedition, Frankie had come back and given them a relatively safe means of egress from the ruins of the University Haven, and following their own pre-established evacuation protocols, the group decided to head for the river and take boats upstream, where they would begin to set out for a bunker that Maisel had recently learned about, but up until now had no plans to pursue. Desperation, however, changes many plans, and where we left off, the group had stopped in a small community not far away from the university, just upriver, Canyon City, leaving some of the surviving members of their haven behind in a smaller outer lying community called Brookside, while they sent a team in to scavenge for food and medical supplies. A team consisting of Maisel, Gabby, Frankie, and Casey. So, in this particular instance, I think we are going to begin with a fun little feature of the Walking Dead Universe RPG, a means for some bonus XP to be distributed, the Dearly Departed monologue, and this one from Casey. Go ahead, John, whenever you're ready.
All right. Hey, Kit. It's been a while since I wrote you, I know. I've been writing Dad a lot these days. I keep hoping he's out there. One of the evac choppers to somewhere safe. He's, maybe like in Europe or something, sipping margaritas and just waiting for all of us to come home. That's for another day, though. We're on the road again. Some shit went down at the Haven, and Frankie found or made, maybe, fucked if I know, some moonshine. Just maybe think of that the last time that we I don't know, when we drank that half-expired fireball in a gas station 2 weeks into the apocalypse, I guess. Yeah, no, I can hear you laughing at me for that. I see that smart-ass grin. I can't remember what you said, but I know how it felt. It's harder to remember every time. Feels like I lose something, just little details. And it's just because we keep losing stuff. Kit, people and places, sure, but I think what I'm scared of most is that one day I'm gonna forget not just like what color your shirt was or what your voice sounded like, but what it was like to feel the way we did then. Safe. Seen. I can see it in all of them. Gabby's angry. She has every right to be, because Zeke's all she's got left. Us. Frankie's distant. Always ready for the next thing to go wrong, afraid to trust anything to last, and Maisel... It's Maisel, you know? It's always her fault if something goes wrong. Always her mess to fix. I know that you thought I ignored you or wasn't paying attention, but I just wanted you to feel at home with us. I just didn't quite know what to say or to do. I guess I'll never know, but I hope that you knew that. We didn't stop needing that home or to feel safe or loved when the world ended, Kit. It just got a lot harder. We made a place for ourselves before, though. Did it with the university. We can do it again. Find a way. Okay, yeah, no, I can feel where you'd punch me for that stabby bullshit, so I'll wrap it up. I miss you, bud. Friend, always. Casey Burns.
Alright. So, we begin as the four of you step outside of this double carport garage, looking out into the abandoned and in some cases ruined community, looking towards the sort of larger community of Canyon City, a little ways north of you. Currently, the sun is hanging low in the sky. As you all kind of step out and look around at the surrounding buildings, what would you like to do?
Does everyone have flashlights?
Actually, do not.
No.
I don't think anybody does.
I think none of us have flashlights. We have exactly what is listed on our character sheets. I have a can opener. Bad. Parentheses.
That's good. That'll be really good when
I also have
going
hat.
in
Okay.
at night with zombies. Yeah.
I have guns and a walkie-talkie.
I know in our practice session we redistributed some of the guns.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that can still happen now if you want. You can redistribute.
Yeah, we can arm each other up if no one has a gun and someone wants a gun.
I have
Does
a
everyone
knife.
have a gun?
I don't, but
Okay.
I was using the shotgun last time.
Okay, you can have my shotgun. Yeah, the quality is bad. So you can have my bad shotgun.
It's in need of some cleaning, some maintenance, and but yeah, it's serviceable currently, and that's probably the most charitable
For
way you
now.
could put it.
Yeah, you can have my bad shotgun.
And Casey will shoulder that and like just want a bow and arrow like that guy on The Walking Dead.
You said thing. Maybe we can.
Like a crossbow?
I don't know.
You're talking about the crossbow?
I mean, either works, frankly, but I was in archery club in high school, so
I got grenades. You want a grenade?
much louder, but still useful.
Not.
Can can distribute grenades and things
I've
as
got
we get.
3. I gave 1, and he's.
Oh, you're kind of cutting out, Script.
Oh, I said I've got 3 grenades. I gave 1 to Zeke, and he's keeping it.
Okay.
Yeah, I trust you with the other 2.
Mm-hmm.
Am I giving 1 to someone else then? I have 3 on me right now.
I think you're keeping them, is what I understood.
Okay, they're mine.
Yes, you can keep them, and if we need to distribute them in any dire situation, we can do that.
Oh, I'm sure we will have a die.
Yeah.
All right. So you said
sure.
the sun is just setting.
It's not setting yet, but it's hanging a little low in the sky. You'd actually, you know what? If somebody wants to give me a survival check,
I could.
okay. Yeah,
I
go
will
ahead,
help.
Frankie, and take an extra die from Casey helping.
Nominate.
Oh, excellent. I'm rolling 8 now.
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna go ahead and say that for the time being, given that you guys are actively working towards stuff, even though you're still in the same situation you were in before, I'm gonna say because you're taking action, I'm gonna say stress has been cleared now.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And you read my mind. I was just about to ask.
Yep. No stress at the moment.
Cool.
Woo!
At the moment.
That can
It'll
always
build.
change. That can
It'll
always.
build.
Always. Ooh. 2 6s.
Hell yeah. Okay. So, Frankie, you know that there is almost exactly an hour of full sunlight left, followed by another hour of twilight. Yep.
So
Move.
basically, whatever we gotta do before we can't see anymore, we should do rather quickly,
Yeah, agreed.
right?
If we can.
So,
Wow.
what specific kind of areas are we looking for? I heard we need medicine, so we need to
Yeah.
hit up like pharmacy or something like
That-
that, right?
Yeah, the things we're looking for are as much rations as we possibly can get and carry, binoculars, medical supplies, and if possible, saran wrap or anything to close
So,
up
Wa-
something.
Is there a Wally World somewhere around here? Because we might be able to find all of that at like a convenience supermarket
Yeah.
kind of place.
There-
Sounds like we're looking.
Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say, sounds like we're looking for a convenience store.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, actually, with your extra success, Frankie, on your survival check, you would know that, in fact, there are, like, some convenience stores in the immediate vicinity, like, probably, like,
Supermarket.
yeah, like a supermarket kind of place. Yeah, a little further in. You know that.
I will tell everyone.
Mhm.
Be like, just
Probably like
couple
a-
boxes.
You might have seen, like, an old road sign or
Yeah.
something like that, like, you know, how, like, on the exits telling you, like, what, you know, something like that.
Exactly.
Okay,
The fewer
Let's-
stops, the better.
yeah. I agree. Get in, get out as much as we can. Food is top priority, of course, and medical supplies close second.
Some more
Grenades and
weapons wouldn't be
flashlights.
bad, but we'll put that third.
Yeah, flashlights, binoculars, anything we can use.
Yep.
Also really important,
Flares.
but we can
Like
survive
emergency
without them.
road flares that come in like car kits or something. That
Mm. If you can survive without tools, it would be annoying, but we can. Food and medical supplies is necessary.
I'm ready to proceed if you all are.
Yeah, Gabby or Frankie want to lead the way with flashlight? And
none of us have flashlight.
oh, never mind.
That's the
We don't
problem.
need one yet.
Okay.
We have like what did you say, Lucas? An hour of daylight?
An hour of an hour left of daylight and about another hour of twilight after that.
Right. We can work with twilight a little bit, but when we get into buildings, it'll be tough. So
All right.
work
Then,
with the daylight we have and skedaddle. He
Single-
says.
Single file, Frankie in front, Gabby in the back.
I'll watch our rear.
All right.
I'm a Casey sandwich.
Okay.
All right.
This is the cheesiest sandwich.
Okay.
Frankie is going to brandish his knife and kind of put it in a rear facing grip, and then just kind of like proceed forward.
Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
I've got my revolver out, just in
Sounds
case.
good. I'm going to need real quick. Sorry, It's very true that what happens every single time is that I make it a point to decide what pages I need to have open. And I'm always wrong. I'm always wrong. Okay. Go ahead, whoever is leading the scouting here, I need a scout roll.
Okay, let's see.
Is that a Frankie situation?
It usually it's my thing.
Okay.
It might be.
Yeah, I think Frankie is rolling about that.
Okay.
Could I
Oh,
pass along
absolutely.
my binos?
Okay, that's gonna be something.
Take them.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Do the binoculars, do they help with, they add
Yeah.
to scout?
They do.
think
They
so.
give a +2
Yeah,
scout.
3. Oh, plus
Hell
2.
yeah.
Okay. Scout
That's
plus 2.
Excellent.
You've got it.
That's very good. So, yeah, go ahead and give me a...
That's 9.
Oh wow!
That's real good.
Yes.
Yay!
Real good.
I'm just gonna make a note that
Yeah.
you have my.
Yeah.
those-
My scout is not terrible either, but not anywhere close to that.
Okay, 2 6s.
Okay.
2 successes, I mean.
Nice.
All right, perfect. So, in that case, let me go ahead and so for those of you watching, one of my favorite things about this system, the Walking Dead universe RPG from Free League, is that it includes so many incredible tables and stuff like that. So I can just kind of like roll and find some cool stuff. So, here's what I think I'm gonna need from you, Freeman. Go ahead and roll. Give me a D6 roll.
5.
5. Okay. Cool. Let's see. I think that makes sense. Okay, so in addition to some of those like the supermarket, like convenience store kind of place, you also notice that there is some sort of like storage facility. You notice that there are some of the dead sort of milling about. Not too many as far as you can see from here, but they are sort of within the bounds of that storage facility. It doesn't look untouched, as nothing these days looks completely untouched. However, it looks like there could be some of the bays that, like, some of the storage bays that are still closed. And then, just for fun, Scriv, go ahead and would you roll a what's referred to as a D66, which is roll 2 D6s.
Yep.
Decide which one is the 10s and which one is the 1s, and let me know.
Okay. Got 51.
51. Alright, let's see. Actually, why don't you roll that for me again? Because I don't like a lot of these
Okay.
options. As in, like, they
I
don't
don't know
make
if
sense
that's good or bad for
They
us.
don't make sense within the consistency of the world as we've described it thus
Okay,
far, is what I'm...
Don't break immersion. 14.
14. Alright,
Yeah.
let's see what we got. 14. You also notice another sort of like decrepit looking building that is probably one of the worst. You notice it because it's one of the worst conditions of one of the buildings, but can't tell exactly what it is currently. That said, even just looking at it with through the binoculars, Frankie, you can tell that there was a huge battle that took place here at some point, and it's quite clear, even just from this distance, that the living did not win.
Ooh.
it looks like you can see the remnants of like fortifications and things like that that got placed up, and you can see where the building is charred, and like in some places, like parts of the walls are leaning dangerously inward. It looks pretty bad.
You can see right here, Frankie says, that it looks like maybe someone tried to light some kind of incendiary device, but were overcome by a zombie, and that's why there's all those scorch marks that just blew up right there. Sorry,
How long ago it may
just
have been? Do we know how
whole-
much time has passed? Maybe?
It was probably a while ago, like with not like so long that like you can still like very clearly see the like bloodstained ground, but it's not like fresh. You'd guess
Okay.
probably between like maybe 5 to 8 months ago.
Okay.
Yeah. You can still see, like, whoever they were, they took a lot of the dead with them because they are just, like, the corpses are scattered all over the ground in front of this place.
If we stay here for more than a
loot the
day-
Bodies?
Like, I think Casey was just gonna say, like, if we stay here for more than a... I think we should hit the convenience store, some of the other, like, places in town and see what we can find first. And then that building looks like it's about to go, and we're losing light. But maybe if we stick around for an extra day, give our wounded a little more time to rest, we could try and pick through it with a couple more people.
They took down this many zombies. I don't know what they were carrying.
Might be some good shit in there.
Yeah. Okay, so we come back?
We
Yeah.
come back for that one.
Alright. So, Frankie, you've noted that location through the binoculars. You'll be able to find it pretty easily again. But yeah, as such, you all kind of turn your attention instead to your primary objective as you look towards the supermarket. Moving in that direction, there, like, you see some of the dead periodically, but at this point, 3 years in, the dead have become something of a backdrop more than anything, like a little more than a feature of the land for the most part, except in larger gatherings.
Like birds in the trees.
Yeah.
Just
There are mostly, you find stragglers, nothing, like sort of ones and twos mostly, nothing, and if they notice you, they are having, like, you are able to keep well ahead of them, and then until they lose interest. But, yeah, sort of walking into this place, it's bizarre, as this is one of the more well-preserved communities that you've seen since this all started. Most of the rest of them having been ravaged by either hordes passing through or just time. But this one seems to have survived rather well, which kind of counterintuitively lends it an even eerier quality than you were expecting, as you can see quite clearly the evidence of a world that no longer exists, while basically giving you a feeling of like stepping through the bones of this dead world.
Feels like being at school after hours, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. You continue on, however, and before long you find yourselves in front of the supermarket that Frankie noted.
What does it look like from the outside?
From the outside, you can see like the large windows up front. Many of them have long since shattered inward, or the ones that didn't, you can see the spider webbing cracks running through them. You can see where like a car has fully gone through one of the walls, and has been there for years probably. There's evidence of small critters that have made nests and homes in the vicinity. And I'm going to go ahead and let you ride Frankie's successes, although this is probably the outer limit of that ride. You can, in fact, hear some of the dead shuffling around inside.
Okay.
I was really hoping against hope, against what was probably going to happen, that when you said evidence of small critters moving in, remembering what you said about animal instinct, like, oh, if there are squirrels here, maybe it's safe.
Well, when I say small
Oh,
critters,
naive.
yeah, that's fair. However, they also kind of make their nests kind of wherever. So, it's mostly the large game that just sort of,
Okay.
yeah.
Do we
Friendly
want to
little ticks.
I mean,
funnel them out through a door?
I was gonna say I could just go slam a door in back and get their attention, and then scurry around up front. Or two of us could.
Yeah. Probably. That's probably a good idea. Funnel them out. Get them. At least get
Is
most
there-
of them out.
Is there any, like, you know how sometimes there's like a fire escape kind of like ladder along the side of a building going up to roof access? That's an option as well.
See if we find one of those, and then just climb down somewhere else.
Sure.
And if there's a door next to that ladder, you could like slam that door, scurry up that ladder, quick as you can.
I like that idea.
Okay. All right.
Shot.
Yeah.
You all sort of skirt around the building, sort of dispatching one single, like you dispatching the dead as you just one or two of them as you sort of move your way around. You come to the back where there is, in fact, an old like roof access ladder. It is rusted to hell and it looks questionable, but it is still attached to the building. And yeah, you can see where there's an employee access or emergency exit door.
Okay.
It is closed, and as you sort of walk up to it and test it, it does appear to be locked.
Well, I mean,
Anyone got
smashing the
lockpick
lock.
or
Well,
a bug pin or something? If we smash it around the same time as the door slams.
aren't we smashing this door and then trying to go in the
This is
front?
door. Sorry.
Yeah. If we smash the lock on this door, swing it open, scurry up the top, that'll make them come out this way at least. Hopefully.
I could shoot it.
I was gonna say, if we've got a shotgun, I could just shoot the lock.
Got my
Yeah.
action too. Shotgun might be better.
Depends whether it's a slug or buckshot. With birdshot, probably
That
not.
might bring.
I might bring
More.
more.
More than we want.
Do I hear sirens?
Sorry, I tried to mute but I didn't mute quickly enough. Very sorry, but yeah, there was just blew right by.
Fire alarms going.
Just went for it. Frankie's like, if we shoot the shotgun or any kind of gun, it might alert more of them in the surrounding area. It's very loud.
Okay.
That's sort of what I was worried about. If we just butted the gun.
Well, it's not like a padlock,
Mm-mm.
right? It's just like
No,
a locked
it's-
door.
Yeah.
Oh. Then.
Somebody would have to go around from the inside and unlock it.
It's
Got
one of
any
those.
bobby pins on you?
Maybe 3 years ago, but not now.
No.
Well, maybe there's a different way we can get in here. There's a lot of doors on this place, so maybe we just go from a different angle.
Yeah. We can just go up and see what we can
Okay.
find.
Oh yeah, it's just rusty,
Probably
but let's try it out.
Probably roof
start
access.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Need a hand?
Nah, I got two.
Yep. Fair enough.
Okay. So
When the GM rolls for climbing the rusty ladder.
it's totally fine.
Idiot.
It's very stable, probably. Gabby,
Hold it from the top now too.
yeah, you climb up to the top, and it's a little shaky, but it's not. It's still bolted into the concrete side of this building. But you climb up to the roof, kind of glance around. You see some collapsed tents where somebody must have been hanging out and sort of living for a while. You don't see any evidence of them anywhere other than that, or of any other movement on the roof. But yeah, who's climbing up next?
I think I would.
Okay. All
I'll
right,
hold the
Maisel,
top of the ladder.
you climb up, kind of grab Gabby's hand as she pulls you onto the roof.
I'm still not making eye contact with you, but I'll help pull you onto the roof.
Just looking away from me and helping people.
All right, who is next?
After you.
All right,
All right,
and I'm gonna go up the ladder.
Frankie, you climb up the ladder. You can kind of feel a little shakiness as you go, where like the bolt is apparently like not fully in the wall, and so like the ladder's like moving against it as you like
No, stop
go
that.
up. But you make it up to the top. Casey, climbing.
Yep.
Okay. All right, Casey, you climb up the ladder. And as you are climbing,
I knew it.
it is at this moment where you feel about halfway up the building, you see where like the ladder kind of like connects to like the upper section of it. It like one of the bolts pulls out of the wall, and the ladder
Holding it
swings
from
out.
the top though.
Yes, but that's not the
You're
part of
holding
the ladder.
the top
that-
section.
That's
No,
not
it's
the
working.
the like the ladder swings out with you still on it, and one loop sort of still with a bolt attaching it where it is, and you can hear that metal squealing slightly as it like warps with you on it. Casey, what actually immediately everybody take 1 point of stress.
All right.
Ooh, yeah.
I'll take that.
How far down?
I'd say it's probably about 5 feet down the ladder.
Oh, okay.
So not long enough to like, because I know my rifle's got a strap on it. Not long enough to be like, grab the strap. Not close enough, rather. Okay. Well, you know what? Hello, stress, my old friend. Gone and back again.
Alright.
Body dangle.
All right. Casey,
Yeah, we can
you
put
are
that in.
currently hanging on to this ladder, which is barely attached to the building still. What would you like to do?
How far off the ground am I?
You're probably a good, like, maybe, I'd say probably about, like, 18 feet off the ground.
Oh, fuck.
No,
Alright.
like,
You gotta get up.
Yeah, no, Casey's,
Hold
I think Casey probably unfortunately shouted in surprise when that happened, but also the metal screeched. But I think she's
it's
gonna
like
try and...
it's like a kind of, not like screech, but like you can hear it like kind of groaning in protest. It's like yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Frankie,
I
you will
think
make-
Casey's gonna try and climb the red. Like she'll just like hang on there for a second, like white knuckled, and then she's gonna like try and climb the rest of the way up.
Okay. I am going to need a mobility check from you.
No.
Okay. And a stress die.
No. Come on.
Don't let it end here. We just started.
Okay, well I didn't mess up, and I got 1 success.
Okay. Casey, you managed to kind of like trying to balance the swing of the ladder that is sort of hanging loose from the building. You reach up for the next rung, which is the last rung of the section that has broken away, and then you kind of like shimmy your way around the side of the ladder and reach up for the rung of the section that's still attached. You manage to get a firm hold on that, and let go, grabbing onto it, and starting to kind of like using your, like you've managed to like, you're now holding on to the section that is still firmly attached to the building. But now you got to pull yourself up. I'm gonna need, I think this would be a force roll, is my guess. Hold on, let me double check to make sure that that's actually true.
The bouldering nerd in me, bouldering nerd in me is like, you could do this without using your arms, but Casey doesn't know.
So yeah, this is definitely a force. Gonna be a force roll here.
I'm bad at the.
Yeah. Why did you decide to go last? I was like, why? No, let Frankie go last. No. Come on.
The drama.
No.
Fair enough.
I did not mess up, but that is 0 successes.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna say. Gabby, you're right there. I'm gonna allow you to also make a force roll here.
Okay. With the stress. Good. Okay. I can do 5 plus stress.
Actually, hold on. Here's what I realized. It's going to have to be a mobility roll first.
Because I think Casey slips.
That's 6 then.
Oh boy. Okay.
6 plus stress. Stress is the tiny one, because I want it to be minimal. That's work. Yeah.
Yeah, the smaller the die.
Come on.
No ones, but no successes.
Okay,
Come
so
on.
Casey, as you're
That
like
would
trying to pull
be
yourself up,
nice.
you reach up and like you kind of press a foot against the wall to like give you like a ability to brace and reach up for the next rung, and your foot slips as you take one hand off of and you slip, and you're now holding by like the one hand as like Gabby reaches down to try to grab you but doesn't quite manage to get your outstretched hand as it falls. You are hanging by a thread. And at this point, I will also say, Maisel sort of watching from up above, watching this whole thing happen, you see some of the dead start sort of shambling out of like other buildings in the surrounding area. But not a lot of them, maybe just like a handful, maybe like 4 or 5 of them, seemingly drawn by Casey's shout of surprise. Yeah.
Frankie, hold my fucking feet. Or I'm gonna put my boots on the ledge.
I look at you like, I mean, okay. It's not, this is not quite like D&D, but I'll give it a shot. Okay.
I think what Casey is going to try and do is like as they reach down, she's going to like swing herself out and then just try and swing her body up so that she can like just use the momentum to get an arm up higher
Okay.
or back on.
Then here's what I'm going to need, John. I'm going to need Casey to give me a mobility roll with an extra 1 for the assistance.
Okay. That is a 6 on my stress die.
So in that moment, it's like the adrenaline coursing through you from this situation as like you hang almost 20 feet above the ground with like the dead sort of starting to come in closer. You sort of use that, you push off the wall, reaching up, grabbing Gabby's outstretched arm, and the two of you working together, as well as Frankie sort of bracing, are able to pull Casey fully onto the roof.
Casey, I think, just collapses onto her back once she's on the roof, like shaking a little bit.
Alright, that's the episode, guys. We're done. That's enough.
Is now a bad time. Is now a bad time to mention that I could never do a pull-up in high school?
You just did.
Yeah, no. The imminent threat of dropping 20 feet and being eaten by zombies will do a lot of things for you, actually. Shit.
Next time I go last.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Casey in the middle always. Casey sandwich.
Yeah. Right.
We'll do some more chin-ups later.
As you you kind of standing there on the kind of looking over the edge, you can see that the dead have sort of like they've congregated at the bottom of the ladder, and sort of like are looking up, going, but like they don't seem to be drawing a whole lot of attention. It's maybe like you can looking down. There's like 4 of them down there that are just sort of, yeah.
Is there anything heavy, like a half a cinder block or something on top of the roof?
Yeah,
We're gonna leave that one up to the Luck Oracle. Here we go.
That's what I like. That's what I'm all about.
As a matter of fact, yes, there are a couple of them. There are
Hell
a couple of cinder blocks that are up here. In fact, at that like sort of ruined campsite up on the roof that Gabby saw, apparently they had like put a bunch of them together to create sort of a makeshift fire pit. So yeah, there are some cinder blocks up here.
I take one of the cinder blocks and I just look where the zombies are at and just like, whoops.
Smoosh.
It's like skipping stones, but instead of water, it's
Well,
zombies.
immediately smashes one of them, like just. Yeah.
Probably enough noise to get the other zombies to come out.
Maybe. That was not my initial thought, but that's smart.
In the building, not other zombies from other buildings.
Right.
Is what I'm going.
Frankie is just being a punk, but actually that might help. Help
It
us.
might help.
So, interestingly, again, left it up to the Luck Oracle, and as you are sort of looking down at the remains of the one that you have just dropped a heavy brick, basically, on, you watch as the door, like the emergency door, like opens. Clearly, it's one of those that like it locks on the inside. But it's one of those push bar doors, right?
Right.
They like pushed against it from the inside ceiling. You can see a couple of them sort of trickle out. But yeah, so there are 3 or 4 less inside now.
That is not nothing. That is good.
That's not nothing. Before we try to do anything else, I'm going to rummage through the campsite or see if any of the tents are still usable.
Sure. I'm gonna say that one of the tents, it's not in great condition, but it can be used with a little bit of patching.
Tent. Bad.
I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna
And then-
put that in my bag.
I would like somebody to give me a survival roll for scavenging.
Ooh, if I do it, I get a +2 additional for like stuff from scavenger.
Go for it.
Yeah.
That's right.
go
You have the
for it.
scavenger talent. Yep.
I have the scavenger talent, so I
Yeah.
will take
ahead
it
and give
on.
me a-
That's all right.
Yep.
Everyone?
Yeah, go for it.
Yep. The threat level is still currently 2, so like there's no additional stress right now. So it's just the 1 still.
Just the one that we got from the situation, though, or is that?
Yep. Just the one from the yep.
So I'm gonna do. You said survival.
Survival. Yep.
Okay. Well, this is definitely my wheelhouse, baby. If I can math, that is.
Come on, you graduated high school.
Yeah.
Okay, so no, the stress is good. No, nothing happened with that one, and I got 3 6s. No, in fact, I got 4 6s because this
Shit.
Woo!
Ghibli die with the cute little. Is that Gigi? I think it's Gigi is a 6.
I think so. Yeah.
Thank you, Allison.
yeah.
All right, that's 4
Speaking
6s.
of
4
kid.
successes. Holy shit. So, not only do you find a thing, but according to the scavenging table I'm looking at here, it says each extra success adds 1 ration. So, Frankie, first of all, go ahead and give me a D666 roll.
Wow.
Make sure to determine which,
Yeah.
which is which.
444.
Wow, okay. Straight 4s. Alright. That's extremely funny. I don't know how I feel about that second one. Interesting. It says apple pie and a bottle of milk. So apple pie.
Oh my god.
When I think about apple pie in this context, I'm thinking like one of like those Hostess like apple
Yes.
pie things, you know?
Yeah.
Because those will last for fucking ever.
Yeah.
And like, as far as the milk goes, that's probably not good. So
No.
Condensed milk?
it could be condensed milk. I was gonna say it could be like powdered milk.
Powdered.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. It could be like a thing of powdered milk. Let's just say it's like a little carton of powdered milk.
Right.
Nice.
And then you additionally find, because you rolled, what is it, 4 successes total. So that's, you find, I'd say that, so what I just told you counts as 1 ration, but you find an additional 4, and then because of your scavenger talent, you find 2 more. So basically the way that this works is that Frankie finds like just a whole duffel bag that is full of food.
Perfect.
And how many rations is that?
I believe the total is 6 rations total.
I kind of want to know what the others are.
Let's see.
6 rations.
I'm gonna say that there's some like, I don't know why it's written this way. It says pickled cucumbers, which I feel like it would be.
Nice.
What? You could just say
Why
pickles, and
pickles?
specify it's some if it's some other kind of pickled thing, right? Like
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
Pickled cucumbers. You got some. You have a can of. Like you got. I'd say 3 cans of chicken noodle soup. And a can of tomato soup, and then canned ravioli.
Chef Boyardee.
Yeah, exactly what I was thinking.
Cool. Oh, no.
Oh, SpaghettiOs.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
While you're doing that, I'm going to ask Gabby to throw another cinder block on the zombies.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay.
I'll comply.
Okay. Yeah. You.
I want to put a spin on it. See if I can skip it on a couple of them.
Okay. So you are able to like, yeah. As you drop it, it lands, catching one, and like the way that it lands like on end on its head, and then falls onto another one, and then clips a third one. But the third one is up. The other 2 are down.
Huh. 3 skips. Cool. Putting that in my notes.
New sport.
All right. So, oh, that was weird. My lights just fluctuated, so now I'm a little hot. Right here. You can see it. So. All right.
That's
So you've got
rations for 6 people. That's pretty good. And a 10. Basil's just opened her little notepad and is just writing things down.
yeah.
Into the ledger it goes.
Yeah, basically.
All right.
Good.
Not too far away, you do see a roof access door, and as you approach it, you see that it seems to have some kind of like something like might be leather or something like that wedged into the door to sort of keep it from locking. Probably left behind by whoever was living up here before. But yeah. Which it is removable, which I like the piece it's like removable as in like it's not like permanently affixed to the door or anything like that. Presumably for security purposes, I'm just kind of just giving you this for free because it makes sense just sort of looking at it. Presumably for security purposes, this could be removed while somebody was up here, or while somebody was like inside, so that the dead couldn't wander out onto the roof. However, the purpose of it is to allow the person up top access inside. However, a thing that you notice is that because it is still wedged in there, it sort of implies that however the person left, it wasn't through the door.
I mean, the ladder was still there, or they're a zombie now.
Okay.
Let's not think about it.
Should one of us stay up here and
Buddy system. I think it's two people per task.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Casey,
I'll go
you
in.
stay up here.
Say
Yeah.
what?
Casey sandwich. You gotta stay.
Casey's. I will guard the door so well.
We are protecting Casey at all costs. Clearly.
Casey is a cinnamon roll and must be protected.
Yes.
All right. So, who's going in?
I think
I'm
Gabby
assuming.
and
Yeah.
Gabby and Frankie should go in. Me and Casey will stay up here and keep watch. If I could have the binoculars.
Or whoever has them.
You've got him.
But now Maisel has them.
Gonna make
All right.
note of that.
All right.
Oh
with that-
shit, we got cans of chicken noodle soup. I could use my can opener bad.
We were prepared.
Right now.
All along.
Okay.
So just to be clear on the plan, we're going down. Gabby and I are going in there. Y'all are staying up here to keep watch, but we're not going to leave from this way because the ladder's.
Yeah. I mean, I want to keep watch up here and hopefully to maybe drop
so
some
we can
things
see.
down, just so we can see, and then maybe drop some things down towards the back door, if periodically to make the dead more
I can
drawn
throw-
to that area.
Yeah, I
That's
can
good. Okay.
throw some shit out in front of one of the broken windows out front and see if I can draw a couple more out of the store.
Maybe every few minutes, just drop something outside.
Yeah. And once it's clear enough, let us know, and we can.
Do
come
we have a
down.
way of contacting? Do we have like videos?
I have a walk. I don't know if anyone else has a walkie, but
I don't think so. Travel on the river is not exactly conducive to delicate radio work, so
Yeah.
Ronnie hasn't been able to fix the other one just yet. But yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Love you, Ronnie.
Thanks, Rob. I guess. I'm sure we'll be able to hear if something goes bad. And if not, if it is clear, you can make your way back and let us know through this.
Frankie nods and understanding and goes for the door.
Okay. Gabby and Frankie head down, kind of walking down the stairs, in sort of entering into what is clearly some kind of break room or lounge for the workers in the supermarket. But from up here, it's sort of like set a little bit higher than the rest of it. But from up here, there are windows that look down into the store itself. And looking down there, you can see a few of the dead shuffling around, but no more than about maybe 4, 5. They are clearly... Some of them aren't even moving. Some of them are just sort of standing, which tells you that they're not particularly alerted to your presence. So... basically, at this point, if you wanted to, as long as you maintain a certain amount of stealth, you'd be able to. Honestly, it'd be pretty easy to clear them, just by sort of sneaking.
I think every couple of minutes, what Casey would do is probably just.
Sorry, did that thunder come through?
That thunder maybe didn't come through, but I heard it from. That was.
Yeah, it's
mighty-
been
mighty epic.
thundering all night, pretty much, and which is not a thing that we usually get here. So anyway, sorry,
Hell yeah.
Stealth, you were saying?
Oh, sorry.
I think as they start to head down the stairs, Casey would just take one of the cinder blocks and then smile at Maisel and then just like whoop, off the front of the store.
I want you to beat 3. See how many you can take down.
It doesn't hit one. It doesn't hit any of them.
Oh.
Casey was aiming for. This is off the front of the store. Casey's
Yeah.
aiming for pavement.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or that car's out there too. That'll be nice and crunchy.
That might still have a functioning car alarm.
Good.
And that's too much. There's a threshold of something inside the store hears that, and then there's a threshold of everything for 6 blocks hears it. And that's the threshold we don't want.
You're right.
All right. Gabby and Frankie, you sort of move your way down into the store itself. Go ahead and give me stealth rolls, both of you.
Oh, I should have checked stealth. What's in stealth?
Also, sorry, your sort of momentary interactions prior to this, I think counts as clearing stealth, or as clearing stress. Just because, yeah, you're the way I'm ruling this is the immediate stressor, which was Casey almost falling off a building. It has been removed.
Is done. Yes.
And also, you had sort of a moment to kind of like talk and clear your heads a little bit. So.
And crush zombies with blocks. That is a wonderful stress.
That is
Exactly.
a good stress relief.
Exactly.
Deeply therapeutic.
Yeah.
I'm feeling accomplished. Okay, so stealth. All right, it's 5. It's no more.
1 success.
Hell yeah.
5. 2 successes.
Excellent. Okay. Between the two of
I
you.
used different dice this time.
Yeah. Okay. Now this is an opportunity for us to use a mechanic that I don't think we even used in our practice game, because I didn't know how it worked at the time. So there is a particular method to fighting, because technically there is a swarm inside this building, but it's a level 1 swarm, which means there's like between 5 and 10. The way that this works is that between the two of you, I need 3 skill rolls. Actually, no, I don't, because you just made 1, so that'll count as one of the skill rolls. But now I need each of you to make a skill roll. And sorry, hold on, let me just.
We choose the skill.
Yes, you can choose the skill. Hold on. I completely... Fighting a swarm. Once that level reaches 3 levels, that's not exactly how this works. Apologies to those watching, as this is still a system that is relatively new, and while I have been practicing running it, I don't have it completely down just yet. So, here's how it works. You win and lose as a group by comparing your number of successes against the current swarm threat. The swarm threat is calculated round by round by adding swarm size, which is 1, to the threat level, which currently is 2. So you just need to get 3 or more successes total, which right now, actually, you might not need to, because you already have 3 successes. So never mind. We're not going to use we did use the mechanic without realizing that we did. So,
Interesting. Okay.
Not there. That feels good.
yeah. So basically,
it's like
yeah. Sorry, if you want to describe kind of yourself as you like, how do you go about kind of like stealthily taking out the zombies in here?
the only thing I'm gonna say is that I'll leave some of the juicy details for Gabby, but I think the one thing that is for sure is that we've done this together a lot. So we have is because we've gone out on scouting missions and patrols and probably have gone into a few buildings, so we have a system down for when we go into the building, and so it just becomes this fluid motion. But besides, yeah, that's all I had to say for that.
I feel like it probably will go so smoothly that I would consider this like an unspoken moment with my PC anchor of Frankie, and if I did have stress still, this would have probably resolved it in the bonding moment of taking down more zombies the way we typically do.
Yeah. It's just
like playing cat back in the yard,
yeah,
you know?
Like the communication between you two is perfect as you sort of glance at each other, sort of hand signals, all of that, moving sort of aisle by aisle, clearing the zombies from this area.
Mostly the butt of the rifle, not
Yeah.
firing any.
There's a crash from outside as Casey's cinder block lands outside, and a few of them start kind of shuffling towards the front, which kind of draws them out of the aisles a little bit, allowing the two of you to get in behind them, and just very efficiently and tightly coming in behind them. 1, 2, 3, and then they go down. The last several of them go down.
Nice.
I also like the idea that there's this one specific moment where one of them, when a straggler comes behind Frankie, just sort of and before it can even start fully uttering its kind of growling whatever, Gabby just gets in there, just caving it in, caving it in the face with the butt of the rifle, and it just drops. You sort of wait for a moment, listening. It sounds pretty clear.
Thank you.
Thanks too. I somehow feel better. Ish.
Yeah, me too.
All right. Food, medicine. Supply.
Yeah. Frankie looks at his arm where he wrote down on Sharpie some things that.
All right.
Yes, the Palm Pilot.
My list.
Let me check.
All right. Why don't you? I'll let you decide how to handle this. But you can each give me a scavenging or a survival check, or you can have one of you do it with the other assisting.
I'll probably be better assisting. I can roll 4, but I don't know. Frankie's been rolling pretty high.
Okay. All right, Freeman, if you would like. Oh, did we lose him?
Oh no.
Oh, there we
I
go.
can roll 8. I can roll 8
Okay.
at least.
Yeah, that's
And
Sorry,
then
I think the
did you-
storm is screwing with the internet. Sorry.
Did you? Does that account for the one from assistance?
That would be 9.
nice.
Yep. Okay, so go ahead and give me survival roll.
Survival. Let me make some space here to roll. Wow, you'd think with 9 d6s I would at least get 1 6, but all my luck was used up on the roof.
You can choose to push the roll if you like, re-rolling your.
We'll let you re-roll all
Yeah.
of them plus 1 stress.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna push the roll. Is there somewhere
Oh, I think that in fact the storm is messing with stuff because there was just a peal of thunder a second ago, and then, yep.
I'm gonna push the roll though.
Okay. Cool.
It's I get to roll 9 d6s. I can't
You
not
gotta do
re-roll
it.
that.
It's 10 now, isn't it? Because of the
Yep,
stress die.
it's 10
Well,
because
with
you're
the
out of
stress
die.
die, you're
Right.
right. Yeah, you're right.
You gotta. Come on.
I gotta. Oh, baby. I got 2
Yeah?
successes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one of the successes was on the stress die. That's the funny thing.
All right.
I thought there was almost an unspoken but there. I got 2 successes, but
All right. So,
God.
I was just double checking.
let's see. Scriv, since you are also there, why don't you go ahead and roll the 666 for me?
my dog's trying to help. Blowing it for good luck. Well, don't eat it. Chomp.
They also want to crunch the click-clack math rocks.
I got 134.
134. That's very interesting. Okay, so probably in the garden center, you find 10 potato plants. That they're still alive, but they are in desperate need of watering. But
Well, we know the river.
yep. So that's a pretty significant thing. Additionally, because of the extra success you got, go ahead and roll another one. Another 666.
Okay. 244.
44. You find a jar of pickled eggs.
All right.
And then,
Okay.
I'm gonna say that you find with your extra thing, your scavenging talent, Freeman. You get a bag of dried meat. It's like jerky adjacent kind of stuff, but yeah. Where it's basically just like dried. It's like the kind of dried meat that you would add to like. It's what's the word? It's the kind of. It's not intended to just be eaten as like dried meat. It's like intended to be added to like cooked and like rehydrated, like dehydrated meat. That's the word I'm looking for.
Oh,
Dehydrated.
gotcha.
That's the word
Soup
I'm looking for.
time!
Kind of like Mountain House.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
then,
just am still writing down jerky adjacent in my notes because I think that was
Good,
a very
good.
funny way of yes.
I couldn't think of the word dehydrated, so I just said jerky adjacent dried meat. And then you find a can of baked beans because, yeah.
Excellent.
Okay, so that is 3 extra rations and how many potato plants?
10 potato
10.
plants.
Okay.
Potato.
The gift that keeps giving. Have we
That's
found
great.
any medicine? Because we were looking.
Right.
Medicine. Did we know what kind of medicine, like specifically, or are we just assuming that we'll if
Just
it's-
any medical supply, anything we can find, that would be good.
NSAIDs would be lovely.
Yeah, anything that's like, anything that's good for, ibuprofen adjacent and aspirin and things like that, or, general extra first aid kit, disinfectant, things like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. It looks like, unfortunately, the pharmacy is pretty cleared out. In fact, as you're sort of going through this place, you find most of it seems to be pretty cleared out. The stuff that you're able to find is stuff that rolled under shelves, things like that. That's a big one.
That was
Yeah, I heard that through a mic on Discord.
That was a big
for
one.
noise suppression.
Belgium. The end is nigh.
But yeah, so a lot of that, this place looks to be significantly picked over. And now that you're thinking about it, now that you've kind of seen in here, it kind of makes sense given that there seemed to be a fortified location not terribly far from here, as well as the camp on the roof.
We'll have to raid that probably in the morning or tonight if we feel bold.
depends
I'm
on how much
surprised
time we
we
got
had
left.
Potato plants and
Right.
jerky adjacent. I mean, those are pretty good find.
At this point, you are starting to lose the light. As you, Casey and Maisel, you kind of like, you're seeing the sun disappear, leaving everything in sort of like a gloomy twilight. It's, I'd say it's about at that point that, Frankie and Gabby return, letting you know that they've picked it clean and that the storefront is clear.
Great. Okay, I
Alright.
think if we're feeling comfortable, I think we could maybe make one more stop in the twilight, see if we can find see if we can't find any medical supplies anywhere, but
Try and hit a drugstore on the way back, but
yeah.
it's entirely possible. Like, there are people living up here, and there's that burned out building where it looks like some folks were living too. I'm guessing if we're going to find any medical supplies, it's probably there.
Yeah.
And it was on the
Maybe
way
a
back.
first aid kit at
So-
the,
Do you think are y'all comfortable trying to hit up that spot this twilight, or would you rather do it in the morning?
Like Gabby
Since
said,
Yeah,
It's on the way back.
we might as
Alright.
well. Let's see how much light we have when we get there.
Okay.
If we move quickly, maybe we can get something. I'm feeling pretty good about what we found here.
Great. I mean,
I don't know, there's enough for, I think we have enough for just about everybody to eat tonight.
mhm.
And we can hit this place up. We can hit that place up in the morning when
We have good light. Take just a couple hours to do it, and then shove off.
I wouldn't be opposed to scouting, at least right now.
Yeah. Why don't we take a look tonight, and then we can hit it up in the morning.
Let's get a wiggle on.
Let's do it.
Okay. All right.
Casey sandwich.
So you're heading back, just so that I'm clear. You're heading back to that dilapidated building that looked like it was the site of some sort of fortified location at one point. Okay. All right. So, you make your way back. Not difficult to do, given that the job that Frankie and Gabby did clearing the storefront. I'm going to go ahead and say, as you approach, it is quite clear as you approach that what is left of the building is home to a fair few number of the dead. As you sort of step inside, I'm going to go ahead. Yeah. First of all, I'm gonna need stealth rolls from all of you.
Yep.
And I believe there's only Frankie has stress right now.
Correct.
One success.
1 success.
No successes, but I did get 2 5s and a 4.
I also got 2 5s and a 4,
Alright.
so 0 successes over here. I'm trying to decide if I want to push this or not.
Yeah. Oh, also, a thing that I need to get better at reminding you guys that once per session, your drive can be used to add, I think, +2 to any roll, as long as the drive is relevant in the situation.
Okay.
So, that,
Good to know.
yeah.
That's why there's a checkbox there. Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna push mine at a stress die and see if I can.
Okay.
That is 1 success.
Okay. So, Bree, are you going to push the roll, or are you going to leave it?
I think I'm gonna leave it because we did plan on just scouting. I don't think
Sure.
we're planning on going in right now. So I will
Okay.
leave it for now.
In that case, as you move up and you kind of like get a little closer, you can see scattered around you. You could tell that there was some sort of large battle that was fought here from a distance. But now that you're actually standing here, it's much bigger than you thought it was. And there must be almost 100, maybe more of the dead that have been just sort of like, that were taken out here before the place fell. The sort of scattered remains of them telling a pretty damning story about the just the sheer level of the destruction of the final days of whatever haven this was. There are bodies of those that turned. There are bodies of those that didn't, that died before that happened. It was whatever happened here was big. However, as you creep a little closer, you are able to sort of see inside the building somewhat through the sort of large holes in the walls, as well as some of the windows. There is a moderately there's a moderate sort of swarm inside. There's probably about maybe somewhere between 15 and 20 of them in there. There's quite a lot of them that are sort of like swarming around the inside of this building. It would be a lot on a good day, during peak conditions, but right now you're losing the light and there's just the 4 of you.
Okay.
And who knows how many others might be around to be drawn by gunfire if you should choose that route. So, however, as you note this, Maisel, you sort of sneak up and you can see that a few of them catch sight of you and sort of start moving in your general direction. And while only a few of them seem to have seen you, you can tell that those inside are kind of following the noise and following those that are starting to move. Yeah.
All right. We should get out of here and come back in the morning. Maybe bring a few more combatants in the morning.
I could see if I could wire one of the cars a block or two away, set off a car alarm.
Let's
Sure.
do the planning later. They're
Yeah.
moving. We need to
Yeah,
go.
let's go.
All right. It's not difficult for you to get out ahead of them, as they sort of have a choke point to sort of walk through before they can even get to you. You are able to get out of the area before they're on you, and they probably lose interest as they lose sight of you.
Okay.
With that, you all make your way back to the outer lying community and to the carport. And I think this is a good spot where we can take a break. And so we're going to take a short break here, and we will be back in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. we are back. Welcome back, everybody. I guess I probably should have checked that everybody's captions were still working before coming back in. It seems like they are.
I think so.
Okay.
Testing. Wibbly, wibbly, wibbly.
Not mine.
Good. Not Freeman's. Okay.
Timey
should
wimey,
know what-
wibbly wobbly, fucky wucky.
I apologize. I should have known better because of the storm.
You say as the immediately following a peal of thunder happens.
Yeah, my distant cousin Thor. That doesn't.
All right.
No,
There we go.
thank you.
Hopefully that will do it. All right. So
It's a bad caption. Clear that.
when we
Yes.
left off right before the break, the group had just come back from a successful scavenging run in the town of Canyon City, and has returned with a fair amount of food for the group. The evening passes with people in better spirits than they have been for the last several days, considering that they now have full bellies. Full bellies and a relative safety of walls around them once again. But yeah,
We are back down to 1 ration now. We had 15 and now we're at 1.
wait, was that counting Shaw's stuff?
Yes.
15? Okay, cool. Just
We got 9. We got 9 in the loot, and then I think it's 6. Shaw had 6, or
Shaw had
there were 6.
4,
Shaw had
but
five.
there
And then I
was
think 2 others.
And
2
then
others
some
from
other-
other people, yeah.
Yeah, so 6. So we had 9 plus 6, which is 15. So now we're back down. If we had full rations, we're back down to 1.
Yeah, so actually, that's a good question. Did you go full rations, or did you go half rations?
I think what I would have done would probably be half rations for everyone but Damien.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yep.
Just because I knew we were probably hopefully going to get more in the morning, and we could then eat more then, or we'll also be traveling for quite a bit of a time. So
Okay. Cool. Yeah, that makes sense. Excellent. So, that being the case, you set off. Do you set off in the morning? What is your plan for the day? As we're sort of going to abstract this a little bit, but your plan was to return to the building, the ruined building.
yeah, I think the plan was to return probably with Shaw and maybe Nick at this point, and then have Hall sort of get everybody ready, get into the boats, and protect everybody.
Okay.
In the day while we go and raid the last.
Fully everything's just packed up. People are literally just sitting in the boats on shore, ready to shove off if
Genuinely,
things get bad.
I could see it being a really easy thing because the river runs, like Arkansas River runs right through the town. I could see it being a thing where like they are going to like paddle
Pick
up
us
river and
Meet
pick you
us on
up.
the way. Yeah.
That's
Sure.
cool.
Yeah, that's perfect.
So
Yeah.
okay, so
I think
that
they have Shaw. I think they bring Shaw and Nick as well.
okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
We clear stress overnight.
Yeah, you clear stress overnight. I will say that there is a brief period where one of your it'll be up to you how you handle whether you allow this or not. But one of your survivors, other than Zeke, the youngest member of the survivors, that's a 17-year-old girl who goes by the nickname Anvil.
Yep.
She takes some time in the morning. She like insists on like coming with you to help.
Her description in here is
yeah.
teen punk rocker.
Yeah. So
Punk rocker, survival, stealth, and knife.
so basically,
I
like,
feel
what-
like she was probably wanting to. Maybe she was one of the kids who was trying to train, like with us, and maybe eventually
So-
join the scouts or the defenders or something.
yeah. So Anvil actually is one of your most recent additions to your group, having joined the Haven only a couple months ago.
Okay.
So she is one of the more recent additions. Kai and Hall have sort of taken her a little bit under their wing, as much as she will allow anybody to do that. But yeah, they she's a bit like a feral cat,
Sure.
in that she
Bring
kind of
her
comes
on.
and goes as she pleases. And yeah, so but you've seen her, she's been on runs before. She's gotten stuff for you guys with some of the run teams and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
up to you whether you allow her to come or not, but
I will. When she asks us to do that, I will like very sternly look her in the eye. Like, will you follow direction?
so Anvil
Gabby
has,
audibly snorts.
I think she she has a like, I think she has genuinely like an actual like mohawk that has like grown out a little bit. So like it's a little ragged looking at the moment, where like there's like this one bit that's longer than the rest that is sort of somewhat grown out. And like you can see where it used to be like kind of very similar fashion to Casey's hair, where like Casey has some of the color having grown out. You can see where hers has grown out, but not quite as much. Where she had just like a violent red that has faded to a like pink at this point. Wearing like a studded leather like biker jacket. And yeah, she looks you dead in the eye, Maisel, and she just says, "Yeah, I just want to be doing something, and I don't do well in enclosed spaces, and last night was a lot."
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't
You
engage in the fight if you can, but using your scavenging knowledge would be great.
Okay. So with that, the four of you, Shaw, Nick, and Anvil, make your way back. I'm gonna go ahead and just have a. I think we're just gonna. I'm gonna have everybody make a roll, and you can choose what skill, that might be whatever skill you think might be relevant here. And overall here, we're looking for a number of successes. We need, and with the group, I think we're looking here for we're looking for 6 successes, I think, if I'm doing my math right.
Okay.
No, sorry, we're looking for 4 successes.
Okay.
Okay.
One success
rolling
each.
mobility.
Would you like the NPCs to make their own rolls, or would you like them to assist?
Interesting.
I'll have Anvil help me out.
Okay. So go ahead and take an assistance. Let me know what rolls you're making, just so that I'm.
Casey's going through with their original plan of drawing them out of the building by hotwiring a car a couple blocks away. So I think she's just having Anvil keep watch for her while she does that.
Okay. Yeah.
Casey has achieved 3 successes in this roll.
Wow.
Probably do survival to see
Yeah,
what we
I'm
actually get.
probably
I
gonna
got-
do survival too.
1 on mobility.
Hell yeah. Okay. All right. I think for the purposes of this, I'm gonna have Nick make his own here with close combat.
Ooh, I'm going to use my drive. I think I can use that for this.
What's your drive?
I am a survivor +2. Is that 4? Could that be applicable here?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I think it does. I read it once, but now I can't get to that part of the book. So I'm just gonna. I think that does work here. I think I've used it this way before.
I didn't get any successes, so I'm gonna push myself.
8.
Okay. You can. I'm just gonna have Shaw assist you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So add another dice.
Yeah.
Roll one more die and see if you got a success on it, and then
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
okay.
2 successes.
Well, we've got, how many did we need? 4? We've got that.
We've got that, but let's see.
We've got 5.
Okay.
Wait, no.
Nope. I didn't get any successes.
Okay.
I was rolling so many goddamn dice.
So, Nick didn't get any successes either. But basically, you got what you needed. So Freeman, you got how many successes?
2.
2. All right. So, that's we have 6 successes total. Is that correct?
We have 6 successes.
Okay. So, so we have with the
Dude, you cheeky
Anyway, great being here, guys. I'm executed by a zombie.
Yeah, I hear him the first time. I just blatantly ignored him.
Yeah, I was trying, but then I couldn't stop looking at John laughing quietly.
Grin.
And anyway, that said, okay, so with 6 successes, that's pretty good. So you are successfully able to either draw off, like break up the horde basically, and take out whatever like stragglers there are that don't follow the distraction. The car alarm plan works without a hitch. The only thing is now that you are basically the rest of the morning you're operating on a time limit, meaning that pretty much it's going to draw not only the ones here but also the ones from surrounding areas. And like, so as you go in, you start working fast. Frankie's starting to like look around this area. With Frankie got 2 successes, so I'm gonna need 4 rolls on the scavenging table. So that's a 666. Actually, technically, I'm gonna need 6. 6 rolls on the because you get an extra 2.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's all, do you want me to roll? Start rolling then?
How about this? I'm gonna have each of you roll one of them, and then I'll roll 2 of them.
Yeah.
That might make it go by just a little bit more. Yeah.
Yep. So that's 666 that you guys are rolling.
That's a lovely number, I think. I'm gonna copy it down on a piece of paper so I don't forget.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
413 for easy.
So I'll tell you my rolls first, and so you actually find another tent.
Sweet.
Good.
And I don't like that one. Well, it makes sense. They're moldy sandwiches. Looks like
7 days to die.
peanut butter and raspberry jam. It counts as one ration.
You can use it for cooking or something.
Yeah.
Listen,
Probably. Yeah.
it's just free penicillin.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh my goodness.
All right, John. What'd you get?
413.
413. You find a spear.
Ooh. I roll for the condition of that.
Yes,
Nice.
in fact.
That's a good
A
point.
6.
Hey, roll it again.
A second 6.
So it's in perfect condition. It's a
Ooh.
perfect condition spear.
Very nice.
Like, honestly, probably never been used. You find it in the remains of what was probably these people's armory.
Hell yeah.
That's really good.
All right, Bree, what did you roll?
Oh, I didn't roll anything. Sorry. I
Oh.
was too busy taking notes. Sorry, what am I rolling?
You're rolling a 666.
Okay, great. Sorry, I was like, ooh, notes. 165.
165.
Now I roll a
That is...
6.
You find a shovel.
Great.
Yeah. All right,
Does
Square.
the shovel need a condition?
The shovel does need a condition.
What do I roll for that?
Just a d6.
6.
Roll it again.
Oh my.
2.
Okay, it's in decent condition. It's okay. Yeah.
It's okay.
All right, Scriv, what did you roll?
430.
434.
Yep.
Okay. That is.
Wow. We're all in the 400 range.
It's incredible. You find some plastic bags filled with moldy bread.
Come on!
2 rations.
Oh.
That's
Yeah.
2 rations?
That's 2 rations, yeah.
I don't like it.
And then Freeman, what did you roll? Did you already do yours? No.
I'm about 462.
462. I somehow doubt that a newly killed goose would be in here, but you know what? I'm going to go with it. I'm going to go with
We're
it.
happy.
Wow.
There is a
Meat
newly
on
killed
the menu,
goose
boys.
in here that 6 rations.
Okay.
Yes.
It
Yeah.
flew into a window.
Okay.
Sure. Quick
we've
death.
got-
It's
Campfire roasted goose. We can salvage some of the bread, get some breadcrumbs in there, use it as a thickener for stew or something.
That's what I'm saying. Casey was like, "It's
And then
soup night tomorrow night."
Between Casey and Kai, they could get some of the mold, maybe make some penicillin. It's probably not a lot of mold, but you know.
I got 2 bags worth of moldy bread. We're gonna have
That's
plenty.
fair.
We can cultivate it if we need to.
That's true.
Casey's
All
like,
right.
"That's going in petri dishes. We need petri dishes."
Do you have PPA?
what are the +2 rations from the extra 6? Oh no, never mind.
Yeah, those were additional rolls on the thing. Is basically
No medicine.
Yep. That's right. We got confused because then we all like rolled the.
We
Yeah,
had
this was
created-
the 6 total because like you, yeah.
That's right. I just got confused because we all rolled to help. Like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so, with that, you continue on, heading out, back to the riverbank where your group has, the rest of your group is waiting there.
Wow.
That's a good one.
That was a big one. Where the rest of your group is waiting on the shore, with the boats, you load up everything that you were able to find, and you head on out, back on the road. All right. So, as you traverse beyond Canyon City, moving into the next sector, Freeman, would you like to do some scouting?
I would love to.
You can have the
Okay.
back.
Thank you.
All right, go ahead and give me a scout roll.
Okay, and then it's +2 from the binoculars.
Yes, that's correct.
I'll write that. Thought I wrote that down. I did not. That's a 1 success.
Okay. You quickly, as you're proceeding up the river, you are keeping an eye out. For this particular stretch of the journey, the river pretty much travels alongside the highway, and aside from the occasional knot of the dead that are sort of meandering down the highway, easily avoided on the river. You, any of them ever get close, they go into the river and get swept downstream, pretty much. But yeah, you're able to determine that there's not a whole lot of threats in the immediate area. It would have been a lot worse had you been traveling on the road, but your foresight in this instance has allowed you to avoid that particular fate. I'm gonna kind of move us along here a little bit as we're sort of making it through. I'm just kind of trying to keep track of days here. On the third day of your travel, you can see up ahead a town, a sort of larger than the one that you left behind, but this is the town of Salida.
Okay,
yeah, go ahead.
how many days has passed? Is this like next? Like, how many days has passed? Just rations wise.
Rations wise, so here's what I'm gonna say. Because you have been traveling on the river, I'm gonna say that you've been able to mostly supplement like your rations with like fishing with the net that Frankie was able to get.
And
it's
spear.
still, and that's spear.
Yeah.
It's still pretty rough going, and nobody's really getting fed the exact amount that they need to be, but enough to keep them going.
Okay.
So, yeah. That said, as you're, actually, you know what? Let me go ahead and see. Okay. As you are approaching, Salida, Kai will sort of like will come up to you, Maisel, on one of your sort of breaks that you take sort of on the shore. And she looks at you and says, all right, listen, I know there hasn't been a whole lot of opportunity up until now, but I've been looking at Demian, and this morning a fever set in. Without access to clean bandages, I wasn't able to keep it from happening, and now, I mean, we're gonna need antibiotics. I'm going to need to stitch that thing closed like days ago, really, but...
Right. Okay. We looked for medical supplies in Canyon City, but couldn't find any.
I know. That's why I'm bringing it to your attention now, because... And she kind of points upriver where you can see the buildings. She says, right now we've got two options. The options are try to find something in there. The other option... She kind of like glances over at where Demian and Nick are sitting, and she says, the other option is we cut him loose. It's not an option I want to take.
Am I in
but...
earshot of this?
Yeah, I think so.
Fuck no, we're not cutting anyone loose.
I didn't say it was a good option. I'm just saying, being realistic here, the only options we have are either we take drastic action to save him, or we don't.
Turning our back on someone is not an option at this point. So we send in another group to find supplies, right?
We don't lose anyone unless it's in the most dire of circumstances. So yes, I think we should take some time. And I mean, we need to look for other things too. So I think another pass on medical supplies is the best option. Would you like to come with to make sure, or are you needed here?
She looks at Demian and she says, if things turn for the worse for him, well, before we get medical supplies, there's not a whole lot I can do about it, so I might as well come with you.
Okay. I would prefer your expertise in finding places that you think would have anything usable. And yeah, that would... We don't leave anybody behind unless it's...
We don't leave anyone behind. I'll go get ready.
Kai sort of like glances at Gabby's retreating back and looks to you, Maisel, and then just sort of nods. I'll grab a bag.
Okay. I'll let everybody else know that we're taking some time here and to find shelter. If not, in a place, we have tents.
Okay.
I think, like, Casey's going to go rummage through her stuff, and I do have, let's see, I have some medications and drugs listed from my character creation, so I don't know if those would include some antibiotics to, like, help stave things off for a couple of days, but we still can stitch that.
Yeah.
We don't have the stuff for that.
I actually think it might be the other way around, that you probably don't have any antibiotics, but you might have, like, a suture kit.
Yeah, because I have basic medical equipment.
Yeah, I think you'd probably have, like, you'd have a suture kit with you. But you probably no antibiotics, which is kind of what is needed now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you have plenty, I'd say you additionally have stuff to, like, well, you definitely do because of Frankie. You have stuff to clean the wound with, and
Yeah. If they haven't been pouring the moonshine on his leg every day, I don't know what they have been doing.
It's like, don't drink that shit, you'll go blind.
Yeah,
the moonshine has saved his life.
That's the reason that thus far he hasn't had an infection until now, but yeah.
First a sip of the moonshine, and then you pour it on the wound.
All right. So Casey, I'm gonna need a medicine check from you.
All right. I graduated from medical school.
No, you didn't. We all only have a high school education.
Speak for yourself. I never got to graduation.
You almost have a high school education.
I spent a year and a half living at on a university campus when there was a nurse. I learned something.
Yep.
Am I great at this? No. But it's the apocalypse. So beggars can't be choosers.
You can take an extra one from Kai helping.
Okay, Kai's helping, and then I also, the medical gives me another +1. So I have a big bunch of dice. I have a very high empathy. I'm gonna push that roll.
There's no
We'd love
limit
to
to how
see
we
it.
can push them, right? But it gives you like a stress.
No, you
stress
can
die.
only. I think you can only do it the one time per session. I think.
Yeah.
To push a roll?
I think so.
Ooh, then I've already I already pushed a roll then this session, right?
No.
Yeah. So let me double check on that because I do think that is the case, but I'm gonna double check.
Okay. House rules. I remember you saying that we can only use our drive once per session.
Right.
Oh.
But for
thing is, like,
pushing a roll, you just said that we would accrue a stress die.
So let me just see. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, it is. There doesn't appear to be a limit on that, as far as I can tell.
Good.
Yeah, I'll
You're more
push.
wow,
stressed.
that's crazy.
Well, the stress, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes.
There's definitely a negative
Sure.
associated.
Okay, there's a success.
What it might be. Sorry. So you pushed the roll once. Okay, because I think what I'm remembering is the limitation is you can only push a roll one time.
Yeah.
So like,
Oh, yeah.
I think that's what I'm remembering.
you can't push it twice.
Yeah.
Got it.
So,
Good
yeah, that's what it is. That's what the limitation I was remembering was.
Yeah, if you fail your roll, you get the option to try again. This is called pushing the roll and can be done immediately after the initial roll. Initial roll is failed.
Yes,
Mm.
exactly.
Cool.
Okay, cool. So you got one success?
Yes, one success.
Okay, cool. Then with that, kind of cleaning the wound, you can tell that like the wound is as clean as it's going to be. An infection has set in, but at this point, the only thing that you can really do without the antibiotics is just sort of stitch him up right now. Like that's what you can do. So without Yeah. So continuing on, I'm gonna say, once he is sort of situated in the aftermath of this, he just sort of looks up and goes, "Thank you. It hurts like hell, but I've had worse."
Yeah. Pretty metal, the whole affair. But, glad we've at least got a little magic bottle over here.
I'm just lucky that I'm up to date on my tetanus shots. At least I was before,
Glad those things hang on for a few years, because I think we're all going to be needing that.
I think I got another 3, maybe 4 years left of that.
I actually don't know. My parents took care of that for most of the time, and then the world ended, so...
Yeah. Well, living as I did before, you end up getting a lot of cuts and scrapes and bruises. And I was just lucky that before my life went the way that it went, and I ended up on the streets, I was well taken care of.
Well, as good as we can do now, too.
Well, I shall be here, eagerly waiting your return.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get you some antibiotics or something, and then you should be good to go, my man.
I would appreciate that. It says, and now I think I'm going to close my eyes.
I think that's a good idea. Take a fucking nap, dude.
All right. So we're gonna cut ahead a little bit as you, the group of you, as well as Kai. Are you bringing anybody else with you?
I think. Depends on what our where people are, where we've been able to keep people secured while we go on a run again.
I'm gonna say it's not much, but it's like a little like an old kayak rental place. Just sort of right on the bank of the river.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a whole lot. It's not the most secure in the world, but they have walls. So
Great. Cool. Yeah, I think. I'm going. I found out that a lot of Basil's this portion of Basil's journey is I'm playing in my mind. I am playing Oregon Trail.
it's not that. It's
Oregon Trail, but with zombies.
But with zombies is really what Basil's brain has been occupied with. It's just I have a legitimate tally of how many rations we have and everything else.
Oh, that's perfect.
I
as
have
long
a
as you
legitimate
don't die
tally.
of dysentery, we're okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think once again, I think it's gonna be Gabby, Maisel, Frankie. I think I want to keep Casey here to take care of Damien. And then Kai, and then also keep. Trying to decide if we need more muscle than that, but this is a smaller city than Canyon was, right?
no larger.
Larger? This is larger? Okay. Then we probably
could
do
bring
need.
Nick.
Yeah, I was thinking either bring Shaw or Nick. Who do you think is better served protecting the rest of the people? I think keeping
Shaw.
Hall here. Yeah.
Shaw and Hull seem to be your backup command,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
So it seems like they'd be good as a consistent base team.
Yeah.
If Nick is as tight with Damien as it sounds like he is, he'll have motivation
to come with us and to help something. And if he has kind of a shady background, maybe he can pick locks. Maybe he can find like creative solutions to things. You know, we need our rogue.
Yeah.
Agreed.
A reformed rogue.
Okay. Cool. All right, so
Okay.
Kai and Nick coming with you guys. All right,
Yes.
so we're going to cut a little bit ahead as you are walking into Salida. You kind of do... At Nick's suggestion, you sort of skirt around sort of the western edge of the city, or the eastern edge of the city, actually. As you start kind of skirting around that side, you notice. Actually, Frankie, go ahead and give me a scout roll real quick.
Would love to.
Yeah.
Let me just double check. I
You've got
confused
Divine
Scout.
House still.
Yeah, you saw the...
Oh. That's good. That's very good. Scout. Whoa. Stress or no stress? I'm trying to remember now. Gotcha.
It's been a
That
few days.
is.
Mhm.
That's right. Yeah. Just 2 6s.
Cool. Okay, so here's what you notice first off. You notice what looks like it must have once been some kind of airfield. Like a small like airstrip, basically. Similar to like what we have here just outside of town. A little larger than that. So basically just like a long runway with like the warehouses and like for aircraft, for small aircraft and things like that. As well as like a small, I think this one probably does have a small flight control tower. That said, you additionally notice that it seems to be well fortified. You can see where like sheet metal has been put up and like welded over stacked cars. Like welded in front, like on the face of them. In between some of the warehouses and buildings, creating sort of like a walled compound, basically. And furthermore, with that extra success, you can see movement. There are people here. Living people.
People.
People, Frankie says.
Maybe we should have brought Shaw. Mr. Air Force. And this is an airfield. So, I'll say this out loud then. I think I remember when I was on patrols with Shaw, I think he mentioned that airfields like this might have like a flight med. I don't. This one.
I mean, generally, I don't think they would be generally. I mean, no one's gonna give up their stuff if they don't have to. But there's no harm in trying.
We can at least ask, right?
Possibly.
If there's a
Yeah.
whole settlement here full of living people, why would we not at least ask? They clearly would have some sort of supplies, or at least more than we've got.
That is true. I'm just thinking out loud.
Nick looks at you,
Would
Gabby,
you
and says,
turn people away if they came up to a settlement? We haven't in the past.
Well, we're not staying.
Well, no, of course we're not fucking staying.
You've had bad experiences before. That's all I'm saying.
Nick nods and says, not everybody that Damian and I ran into were as accommodating as you guys. I mean, you remember how skittish we were when we first came up to your gates?
Not everybody's as kind as We try to be, but I guess there's no harm in asking. But we also don't have much to trade, if trade's even on the table. Is there any other places to scavenge around here, or is it just this?
I would say, Frankie, something that you spotted. There is what appears to have once been a small clinic. Small meaning proportional to the size of the city, so it's not going to be some like major metropolitan hospital or anything like that, but it's going to be, it's going to have your basic stuff. So that exists here. I would say Frankie and the others have enough experience to know that hospitals tend to be places that are still quite overrun. As those are places that a lot of people turned.
It's ground zero.
With a haven this size, I doubt we're going to find resupply. I'm sure they're sending out scouting teams with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Some of us could go and talk to them if they want. Not me, though. I don't care about that. I'll go in the city and scout for anything left over. If someone wants to come with me, it's fine. If not, that's fine too.
You're not going by yourself.
Done it plenty of times before.
Maybe Frankie and Nick can go.
No.
Maybe Frankie and Nick can go. And then Kai, Gabby, and I can...
I'm not exactly a people person, so that's probably a good call.
I'm not either.
Just in case we need muscle, Gabby.
My dad always used to say when I was younger, hand out, eyes open.
Good advice.
All right. Maybe we should get this done. I don't like being out here, so I feel so exposed.
I understand. Gabby, do you think the binoculars are better off with you guys here, or should I take them?
Keep them.
Keep them.
Be safe.
All right.
Please.
Or I will.
Okay. Then, with that, Maisel, how do you approach this settlement?
Okay, so
you have social skills.
I do. I have a thing. Hold on. Let me see. I don't know if it applies to this specifically or if it'll apply later, but one second. I have a thing called Watchful. It says you may use Scout to learn the dynamics in a group of people and the opportunities and risks therein. You need to spend some time with them. In this way, you may learn of both regular issues and secret issues. So I think probably during the negotiation, that might be something that... Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I think probably, just as, least skittish, as open as possible. Just probably go up to wherever it looks like the, front to the, main entrance is. Sort of, hands open, obvious, no hands on weapons, nothing, trying to, look to the scouts as, I think Gabby would still have a hand on weapon, but clearly, down and, guarding versus,
I'll tell you,
ready
I'll
to
keep
attack.
a couple of paces behind you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think me and Kai are just, hands open, no weapons, clearly, here to, talk or negotiate or something.
Okay.
Just to the front.
So, as you are approaching the main gate, you hear a voice call out, "Stop! That's far enough!" And as you look for the source of the voice, you can see somebody in one of the buildings that is outside of the sort of walled complex area. You can see the barrel of a hunting rifle pointing out from one of the windows, and as you kind of like squint against the gloom inside the building, you can see a woman probably in her like early 40s or so, her hair tied back in like a thick, tight braid, dressed in very like rugged looking clothing, is just sort of like sitting there perched up. She looks down and says, "Who the hell are you?"
Not long ago, our haven was overrun. We're looking for supplies, and it's nice to see living faces.
I'm gonna have you make a leadership roll.
Okay. do.
Is there any way Kai or I could support?
Yeah, can I get an assist or anything?
Actually, no, I don't think so. Specifically because of leadership that you, I think, explicitly can't.
Okay.
You've got a walkie.
You've got a walkie. It makes you look official. You get
can I just be holding up my walkie and just like official?
It's on a clip.
Yeah.
Like on your belt.
Yeah, I can see that. Absolutely.
This just open, you know.
That's true. You do technically have the walkie. So it gives you, what, +1 leadership?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, thank you.
That's the silliest gear bonus in this book, and it is also my favorite.
It's so useful. Okay, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful 7. It's a beautiful 7.
All right.
Two successes.
Okay.
Good.
She stares at you for a moment, and then just, like, her eyes sort of slide over to Gabby, and she says, "You keep your finger off that damn trigger."
The finger is off.
Mm-hmm.
Hand's still on it.
Yeah.
Casually, but the finger's off.
Yeah. And she, like,
trigger safety.
She reaches down to her belt and actually grabs a walkie of her own, and she says, "Yeah, we got a few stragglers coming in from the main approach. They say they're looking for supplies. What do you want me to do?" You hear a reply, although you can't hear the exact words. You just hear that it comes over, and she nods, says, "Got it." She clips the walkie back onto her belt, and she says, "Keep walking that way towards the gate. She says, slowly, somebody will open it for you, lead you inside. I will be watching you the whole way. I see anything I don't like." She just kind of lets that sentence hang.
Of course. And I'll slowly walk, not touching anything.
Yeah.
Clearly, like, hands up, not trying nothing.
Yeah. You approach, and as you do, you can see it's one of those, like, one of those chain link fence gates that sort of slides, like rolls on the little rails. It rolls open, and you can see that somebody steps out. A man, probably hard to say exactly how old he is. Probably in his 30s somewhere. But hair going kind of gray. Big, thick, but surprisingly well-kept beard. And wearing just like a bomber jacket. That looks like it's seen some action. Patched to hell. You can see he's got a revolver on his hip that he's just sort of has a thumb kind of just hooked into the belt just above it, but looks otherwise at ease. The people around him, not quite so much. Those who opened the gate look like they are on high alert. These are people who, they all look, just at a quick glance, they all look pretty hardened, and despite this guy's very easy smile, there's a tension in the air that you can kind of just instinctively feel, Maisel, as he just sort of looks at you and says, "Well, We do not get visitors that often.
I understand. That's not really how the world works anymore.
No, it is not. He says, and, oh, no, that's far enough. He says, so, who might you be? And what exactly brings you to my front door?
Well, my name's Maisel. We have been traveling on the river since our haven in Pueblo West got overrun a few days ago. We're looking for a new home. It doesn't... not here. We're just here to negotiate trade, if possible. We don't have much, but we're in dire need of medical supplies. And we thought it'd be easier to talk to people that are at least alive than try to combat the dead.
Well, I am sorry to hear all that. Says, that seems like you've had a rough go of things recently. More than the usual these days. He kind of looks over his shoulder and says, well, we have what we have, and it is for use of my people and my people alone. That said, if you've got anything of use that you'd like to trade, might be we'd be open to that.
What are you looking for? Again, I say we don't have much. We're surviving on the river as much as we can.
And moldy bread with wounded.
I've been there. I understand that it can be a stressful situation. It looks like you've got some weapons.
A few.
The few that we have left. And to be honest, we're in a bit more of a vulnerable position. Sir.
You have the new, really nice spear.
I don't think we brought it.
I mean,
Unless we retcon it.
And he sort of says, well, I don't like to do business with people I don't know.
Sure.
So, why don't you come on in? We'll, talk about this over some refreshments. Least I can do, offer a little bit of hospitality. Like I said, we don't get guests. So,
I appreciate it.
We do have a scouting party.
well,
We can't stay long in case they need back.
I understand. I'll tell you though, they probably won't find a whole lot. And if there's most of the things that are left to be found are left to be found for a reason.
We figured. So I came to you.
Why don't you come on in? One thing though. You're gonna have to leave your weapons at the gate. Don't worry, you'll get them back when you leave. My people keep them nice and safe for you.
Insight check.
If you want to make an empathy roll, I will allow that.
Me with my empathy of a 0.
I mean, I was
2. Were you gonna do?
I was going to do one as well. I wanted to sort of get a vibe. I don't know if I'm able to do the scout thing, but if not, I'm also happy to just do a empathy roll.
That I think will require a bit more time, but for right now, I think you can just make an empathy roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'll kind of, in spite of my remaining anger towards you, Maisel, I will still kind of look at you and go, raise eyebrow.
Mm-hmm. Just a straight up empathy roll, or?
Yep.
1 success.
Okay. he seems very like earnest in his in what he's saying. He's curious about you, but more than that, Maisel, you pick up that there is sort of an underlying note of what you picked up before as just tension. You are now starting to recognize as an underlying note of danger. These are people, and in particular this person, is not somebody to be messed with lightly.
Okay.
I just want to make sure they're not going to lure us in somewhere undefended.
Yeah, like I said, everything that he said sort of has rings to it, has sort of a ring to it of like sincerity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like he's willing to give it a shot, but there's, if anything spooks him.
Yeah. Well, it's more like you can't put your finger on exactly what, but there are like your brain is raising a bunch of red flags right now. But you can't put your finger exactly on what it is. It's more just sort of like a gut kind of thing. That said, his words themselves, everything that he has said to you, seems sincere.
Cool. I will make a facial, like, kind of like a shrug, but like uncertain shrug to both Kai and Gabby of like, this is our best option, but keep your guard up.
I can't keep my guard up.
You got a knife.
I don't, actually.
You can pretend you have a knife.
I have fists.
Well, just keep your wits about you. Improvised weapons are a thing.
Okay.
Alright.
I'll trust you, I say to people.
Okay.
And I'll say, we will trust in this moment to the gentle. And I will leave the gun. Can my pistol just have been, like, hidden? You wouldn't begrudge an old man who's walking stick?
It's my emotional support Glock.
You know what?
Everything's in bad condition, let's be honest.
I'm gonna have Gabby make a stealth roll to see if she can keep that pistol hidden.
Oh shit. If it fails, it might backfire. Yeah, we'll try it. I get 5.
Boy.
I get 5, and I will use my drive.
Please.
Which gives me 2, which says I will find a way to solve this. That is my drive.
I need a gun.
Right? It is my emotional support.
I don't know why, but this popped into my head in just like in a Russian accent for some reason, but sometimes gun is solution to problem.
It is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when I do drive, I add 2, like 2d6?
Yes. Yep.
Pick. Okay. 5, 7.
Alright.
And right now, no stress.
No stress. Not yet.
What'd I get? I got 1 success. One of them fell out, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do I re-roll the one that fell out?
I don't think you need to worry about it.
No? Okay, fine. Well, I got 1 success.
Okay. You are able to kind of like make a show of like, you know, taking off your main weapons and whatever.
Like back shoved in the back, like my jacket and stuff.
Yeah.
I've got layers.
And lucky for you, you're in luck as they are not patting you down. They're just they're content just taking your weapons. Whether that is a reassuring thing or cause for concern is up to you to decide for yourself.
It was the AR-17 that I had out and that I was making a show of before, and the bolt action it's strapped to my back. It's there.
Right. So so your obvious weapons are taken from you and sort of set on a table next to the gate. As you step inside, the gate closes behind you. The man he unhooks his thumb from the belt and holds out his hand. He says, "Name's Seth McCabe."
Strong handshake.
He says,
Maisel, did you still have guns on you?
I had them, but I put my assault rifle and my revolver down Toast. I'm pretty sure Casey
Put him down in this moment as well.
I have
right?
your shotgun.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Casey's
I'm not
shotgun.
sure. You probably wouldn't have even kept the assault rifle. Isn't that the one that's broken?
That is true. That is broken.
So that's probably still with the rest of the group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so
So-
I did have our only guns. Okay.
Well, I had my revolver, and I guess
Yeah.
I put that down
Revolver.
Yeah.
because that's on my belt.
Okay.
Um,
Yep. So with
he-
more than one of us putting guns down, hopefully that also helps.
Yeah. Yeah.
With the
and
deception.
I think Kai has a knife. Am I wrong about that? I think Kai has
I don't
a
know.
knife. Hold on.
I would hope that Kai could, unless it's
He has
like
basic
out and
medical
up.
tools.
Okay, so Kai did not have a weapon.
But
But
Kai
he-
might have a small scalpel knife,
yeah.
and that's still useful.
Yeah. Which, interestingly, would also not be confiscated.
No.
But anyway, so as Seth turns to you and smiles, he says, "All right, why don't you come on in?" He says, "Actually, you have excellent timing. I was just sitting down for a little bit of lunch. Why don't you join me?" And he turns and starts leading you away into the compound. In this moment, I'm going to cut to Frankie and Nick as the two of you are a little ways away, sort of scouting in the city, looking for stuff. Nick you've sort of stopped in this moment as Nick has gone to a dumpster and has started like pulling through it. He glances over your shoulder and says, "Demian taught me that you'd be surprised what people throw away." Says, "I found quite a few useful things just dumpster diving before."
No, I agree with you. I think that looking at this point, so many years down the road, it's better to look in peculiar places than the places that were probably hit the very first time.
Yeah.
So,
These days, anything worth finding is either hidden or hard as fuck to get to.
yeah. It's either barricaded behind a wall of zombies or someone has a cache somewhere and they didn't make it out and the secret died with them.
Yeah.
I'll check a mailbox. Why not?
Sure. Yeah.
Reference from 7 Days to Die. I love that game. Anyway,
You know what? I'm gonna do this because I think it's fun. Let's see.
Maybe there's some old mail order prescriptions in there or something. Who knows?
oh, that look is great.
What is that?
I
What
can't
is that?
believe that. That's okay, Frankie. You kind of go over to a mailbox and you open it, and looking inside, you see a plastic bag with medicine.
No fucking way.
I swear to
fucking
God,
way.
632 medicine stash. I swear to God.
Mail order.
Frankie, you reach in, you kind of pull it out, and
Yeah.
Nick looks over at you, just like, "Are you shitting me?"
I don't. Frankie is just speechless.
I had a HelloFresh joke in the chamber, but like,
As you're just sort of both staring at that, Frankie, you hear it a split second too late.
Oh no.
As you
Oh no, come on.
you turn, like, hand on a weapon directly into the barrel of a shotgun, as it just sort of like held into your face, as a few people, like 3 or 4 people, sort of I'd say there's 3 of them, well armed, standing, one of them pointing at you, says, "Why don't you put that down slowly? I don't think that belongs to you."
God
Fuck.
damn it.
And that's where we're going to stop.
No!
damn it!
I think.
Sorry, buddy.
I think. Yes.
God damn it.
God damn it.
I need at least. No, never mind.
And
Yeah,
for the
I need
fo-
time to think about
And
this.
for the
Oh, Murray,
for the
too.
folks at home, there's gonna be a long break in between these episodes, and I'm not okay.
literally almost a
Not
month before
okay.
we could
That
record.
was the joke I was gonna
Whoa.
make.
We're not okay. No. Oh my god.
Like, I knew this
Because I
was
mentioned we had a scouting party, is it?
No, there's
Did
no
I
way.
pick
This
them
is
off?
happening basically at the exact same time that's
Okay.
happening.
like, this is like, I knew this was gonna happen, but like, this is also what you would do. Oh,
I was worried about sending people out. Like, things are gonna be scavenged,
know.
but I wasn't
I
expecting
know.
this.
oh, fuck.
Oh,
But
it's
why
so
wouldn't they
good.
be going into daylight?
That's okay. They got it. They got it. They got it. You guys can do it. I believe
Alright.
in you.
So, something that I have I neglected last time, but I would like to do on still while we are recording is XP. We didn't do it. We did it off screen last time because I remembered only after I'd cut the recording. So we're gonna do some experience here, distribution, which in this system, there's a series of questions that are asked at the end of each session. So, number 1, did you participate in the session? The answer, I think, is yes
Yes.
for everybody. Question 2, did you achieve something important? If so, what? And I think the answer is absolutely yes, because there are
Good
multiple
scavenging.
things. Yeah,
For Rash.
absolutely. Like you scavenged, did a bunch of yes, good stuff there. 3, did you learn something?
There's
Yes.
a whole settlement of living people here.
There's a whole settlement of living people here.
And there are
We haven't
some-
learned what their deal is yet, but
Yeah.
we will.
All right, so yeah, you can go ahead and mark that one as well. Did you explore at least one new sector on the travel map? The answer is absolutely yes, definitely. Definitely.
We
And-
went, I think, 3.
Yeah, and for those of you who are watching, we do have a travel map. Unfortunately, there's not a good way of displaying it for you. It's mostly for us to keep track of like where the party is traveling and like just sort of general spatial awareness for our own purposes. But
We could.
We could like post
We
it up.
could. We could post it up afterwards.
yeah, I think that makes sense. All right, question 5. Did your drive, your issue, or any of your relationships make an impact on the session? I knew a couple of you used your drive for roles, so that definitely counts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't. I don't know. I don't think so. For me.
Okay.
Because yeah, I mean, a lot of mine are like very like. I think probably next time, but maybe not this time.
Fair enough. Fair enough. John, anything for you on that one?
Sworn to Help's like the only one, like staying behind to take care of Demian.
Yeah.
But
Stitched them up, all of that. Yeah.
That's true. That's true. I'll give you that one. I'll give you that.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, of course, did you hold a dearly departed monologue? Which, John, of course you did. So I'm going to go ahead and roll a double low here. That's 2 d6s. I will take the lowest result, and that's the number of XP that you get. Oh, that was almost a 6 and a 5, but unfortunately, it rolled over onto a 1, so you get an
Damn.
additional XP.
all right, well that's enough for me to buy something before next time. So
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, same here.
Oh, how much do we need?
Okay,
to-
so, right, Scriv, that's right, we didn't go over this. So, it costs 10 XP to purchase either an additional skill point or a talent.
Okay, I'm 1 away.
Um,
I'm only 9.
Oof. Alright, so, so yeah.
Oh,
that's-
I don't have enough. Never mind.
Okay.
Okay, I only have 8. Rats.
Alright, well, that is all for the first episode 2. I am so excited for what comes next. This is going to be a whole thing. It's going to be a whole situation. It'll be great. So, we will see you next time for the conclusion of this situation. We'll see how it goes. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming and hanging out with us. We will see you next time, but if not, we'll see you the next time we decide to come roll with us. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.